I might be looking a little awkward, but it's okay.
You look good.
Aloha and welcome to today's webinar presentation. My name is Chris. We're here at BYU-Hawaii and we're hosting today's webinar with Nani in preparation for our Asia Pacific Career Conference, a 4-day conference out here at BYU-Hawaii designed to help students that are interested in employment in Asia Pacific to connect with employers with recruiting demand. Today we're learning more about Microsoft from Nani in Washington. Before we begin the presentation, let me introduce you to some of the aspects of our software. Those of you attending this live can see that you have the opportunity to participate in Q&A at the bottom. If you will click on the Q&A button and submit questions, we'll try to respond to those now. You will also see that there is a way to raise your hand or interact in different ways if you would like to address something or have a question. For the most part, you will see that you cannot be heard or seen, but your way of communicating with the presenter is through the Q&A. Now that we're all familiar with the technology, let's begin our webinar. The time is now yours to share your presentation. Thank you, Nani.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me for a Asia Pacific Career Conference webinar. So I know we only have a half an hour, but I believe it's okay to go beyond half an hour. So I'm open if you guys are open. I don't have a meeting after this. Okay, so my name is Lani Pinpin. I currently work for Microsoft. I've been here for 20 years now. And just for a quick summary of who I am, where I come from. So can you guys see the next slide? Okay, so this is me. The picture so I'm gonna start on my personal philosophy so you can understand better. Okay, so I like pushing outside my comfort zone to grow, and I love to travel because travel helps me to learn different culture, different backgrounds, different people, and just kind of learning about myself and how I can communicate or even trying to understand the culture. Okay, and then I like living with empathy and giving back to others is also what the thing that I do is just giving back to the community. It's either here in the US or even locally back in the Philippines where I originally come from. Okay, so the picture on my left is my family, and we're actually a BYU people. So me and my husband are a graduate of BYU-Hawaii. I graduated in December 89 and my husband in April of 90. My eldest son attended a year at BYU-Hawaii in 2012, and my daughter is currently in break but attending BYU-Hawaii. So she will be back in fall. My son, not at BYU-Hawaii, but BYU Provo. So this is us. So we're BYU family. And the pictures on the that you are seeing in here are my siblings. There's about 4 of us, my siblings who graduated from BYU-Hawaii as well. I have nieces and also my sister-in-law, also a graduate of BYU-Hawaii. So we are BYU family. Okay, and then just the flags that you're seeing here are the countries that I visited and also have managed a project end-to-end. End-to-end meaning from planning all the way up to launching a specific project to whatever it is. That's why we call it end-to-end. Okay, and then on the bottom are just the giving back to the community. Like I mentioned, it's either locally or even abroad. So the one on the bottom is just in the Philippines, giving to the orphanage. And we do have actually a Washington State chapter, BYU alumni chapter here. So we also have a giving back. Every year we do gather, and then we do some certain projects as well locally. And we do have a chapter president actually in BYU-Hawaii right now. Nathan, that's his name. And then in the past, there are BYU students who travel here at Microsoft, and I've hosted them. So the pictures that you guys see in the very bottom are from Human Resources and Tourism, I believe. They came and visited Microsoft, so I was able to host them as well. Okay, you guys can stop me anytime if you need any clarification or if you have any question. And I can't see the Q&A, so Chris or Michaela, if you guys can just, if you see anything, just kind of let me know, okay?
Definitely.
Thank you.
Okay. So just to give you again a further summary, this is my career path. This is just a very high level. So where I came from, again, I said I graduated from BYU Hawaii, and I highlighted my experience actually on my work in PCC, or Polynesian Culture Center, because it helped me actually on my first job after my graduation. So this is what I was telling you about getting the experience that you have now while you guys in school, because you will never know you will be able to use that. Because I was a cash verifier at the cash room at PCC, not knowing that, learning the 10 keystrokes and then just kind of doing the addition and making sure everything is reconciled, that I'll be able to use that even one of the positions I held here at Microsoft, because I was able to do just the accounting piece of it, and the reconciliation and balancing, and just looking at the different ways of making sure everything ties. So I just kind of like reflected back. I said, hey, yeah, I've done this like even when I was a student. So I was able to practice that. Okay, so these are just the different companies that I work with. And then, like I said, I'm a current employee of Microsoft, and I've been here for 20 years now. So, and I've held many different positions. So if you guys are interested of coming as one of our future employee here at Microsoft, there's so many doors that you guys can open for you. There's a lot of opportunities, and we can talk more about that later. Okay? Any questions? Are we good so far? Okay. So Microsoft, I'm sure you guys have heard about this company, and it's a global company, and our base is actually here in Redmond. So just gonna read through this real quick for those of you who have not really heard of Microsoft, which is gonna be a little bit odd, but Microsoft is an American multinational corporation, and we are based here in Redmond, Washington, like I mentioned. Develops and manufactures, licenses, supports, and sells computer, software, consumer electronics, and personal computers and services. There's a lot of focus on services right now. We're known, our best known products are actually the Windows as operating system, but you can also are probably very familiar with Microsoft Office Suite that a lot of you are probably using in your laptop right now, whether it's a desktop or even a Mac computer. And the hardware, we have the Xbox and also the Microsoft Surface, the tablets, and it's the world's largest software maker measurably by revenues. So we actually we report about 12 billion last quarter. Okay, so we were founded last April 1975, and the headquarters, like mentioned, is here. And our CEO is Satya Nadella since 2014, and the founders are Bill Gates and Paul Allen. So that is a very brief summary of what Microsoft is and who we are. Okay. Again, just stop me anytime if you guys have any questions. Okay. And our current CEO right now is Satya Nadella. So this is our vision. Actually, it came from him. So every CEO, they have their own vision, and they're actually what we need to look forward to in the future. So this is coming from him. It says, so mobile first, cloud first. What that means is we will reinvent productivity to empower every person and every organization on the planet to do more and achieve more. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, so I have a short video that I will show you guys, and you can see what that means when we say we empower everyone in the planet and achieve more. So let's start with that video. Let me know when you guys see it. Can you hear it?
No, I don't think we can hear it.
We can't hear, but we can see the captions.
You're not hearing it? Oh, how do I share the volume? Okay, because if you guys can't hear it, you're just gonna be able to see. This is not gonna work because it talks a lot about the vision, and how the technology helps these people in the video.
Okay.
We do see the captions underneath.
You see the caption? Do you want to move forward, even though you can just see the caption?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think we're cool with it.
Okay, let me. I don't know why you guys can't hear it. Oh, now I have to like, what did it pause? Okay, sorry about that you weren't able to like hear it, but you know the caption is there is exactly what the narration is happening anyway. It's just you guys are not hearing it. So, what do you think of the presentation? What do you think of the video?
It was amazing. I liked how it ended with what we can do because there's more power in numbers, and I definitely think that Microsoft has upped its vision and made it kind of cooler again. So I liked those quotes.
Yeah. So we do have a lot of partnership with different teams, different company to make it to where we want to be. And we're like leading that way. The company is leading that way. And we do have like big, bold ambitions, which is the next topic that I want to talk about. Chris, do you have any questions? Or are there any questions so far?
I'm good so far.
Are no questions so far?
Mm-mm.
Okay, great. So per that video, as you can see, like we can dream, if you can think about it, so we can dream, you can do it, right? So that's what even the teacher says, kind of rephrasing what you said. And the company, you know, we think big. We have to think beyond to what we're seeing now. We look at what's in the future. Because like I said, every day things changes. There's always innovation. There's some things that we can do things better. Even in our own team, within the teams, like if there's any manual processes, how we can innovate, how can we like make automate everything. So we always think of something we can change for good, for better, and also that will affect the future. Okay. Our visions are big as our missions. They're based on empowering people through technologies, like what you guys have seen. Microsoft tools and solutions have enabled huge shifts for people and organizations. These are, so just kind of moving my bullet points in here. Sorry, it's not moving. So these bullet points, can you guys see them? Did they pop it up? It's okay. So reinventing productivity, like I mentioned, you know, what that look like now and how can we make it better in the future, so we can be more productive. I use the example of manual processes, making it automated, so making sure we be more productive if everything is automated. Building the intelligent cloud. If you guys have heard of the cloud, a lot of people are talking about the cloud, right? Where you can store your data somewhere instead of just sitting in your under your desk, which is your machine. You know, if you put it out in the cloud, you have more opportunity to not worry about it. People have to like kind of maintain that information or data for you. And creating more personal computing. Okay, these are based on the belief that being mobile means that we enable people and not devices to be mobile. We also believe that cloud technology enables the mobility that helps empower people, because you can access your data wherever you are. It's either in your laptop, in your phone, and you don't have to be sitting in your house, you know, in front of your desktop. You can go anywhere and you can access your information anytime. Okay. Since we don't have any audio, if you guys have seen the Super Bowl lately, Microsoft has a commercial there, and it actually shown how the technology have helped these kids with disability. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I encourage you to just download that video, and you can see how the technology was able to provide inclusiveness for kids, for people that have disability. Okay, so I'm not going to show this. It's about 2 minutes video, but then again, since you guys can hear it, I don't think it has a text in the bottom. So I'm going to skip on this one. Okay. Okay, so down to hiring. So we hire amazing people who do amazing things. So we are coming from different backgrounds. I'm from the Philippines. My manager is from India originally, and I have a team member who also coming from originally from Japan, and we have people who are in Dublin. So our own little group here, we're so diverse, and there's a reasoning behind that. Okay. Our stories illustrate how our technology helps empower people and how ambitions relates to that in technology success. These are just a few of our stories, which is the one I just showed you guys. But one of the most important drivers of success is culture and the people that live that culture. We believe that we need a culture founded in a growth mindset. Have you guys have heard of that terminology, growth mindset? Okay. In your definition, what growth mindset means, Michaela or Chris?
I would think that a growth mindset is like mindset that you have to always step out of your comfort zone, and then like what you said and mentioned earlier when you were sharing your story, that you try to push yourself out of your comfort zone, and then like strive to grow and then to learn more.
Yeah, that's good. That's a great answer, Michaela.
Yeah, just going off of that, I think in your company, just how are we going to stay relevant and current and compete with such great competitors that are always looking forward to.
Great. Those are both good answers. So it starts with a belief that everyone can grow and develop, that potentially is nurtured, not predetermined, and not anyone can change their way of thinking. So, you know, coming from different background, again, experiences, and it's either culturally, educationally, or even just the person itself, we bring new ideas, we bring different way of thinking. So if a person doesn't have that growth mindset, that not everything I know makes sense, I can be talking in here and it all so clear in my head, but if the person I'm talking to doesn't know doesn't understand what I'm saying and doesn't really see the vision in my head, so this is where we need to do like a mindset shift as well. So you need to be able to like be open, to be observant, and making sure that you're welcoming new ideas. And that's where you will grow. Okay. Any other questions that's coming from whoever is logged on right now?
No questions?
No, yeah.
No questions?
No
Okay.
questions.
I'll move forward. So roles. So you guys were asking me earlier sort of different roles and or positions open that we have here at Microsoft. So what I'm providing here is very high level, okay? We're not gonna go deeper on each one of them because this is where I will push back to you guys to really research what positions you want and how you can like help yourself to get those, I call it the muscles or the skills to build so that you can be qualified on these positions, okay? So we have tech roles. These are, and it's open for both intern and full-time. I'm not sure what Explorer means. Maybe these are the vendors. Program manager. I'm a project program manager. And this one can be like in a technical aspect and also on an operation aspects. And I'm on the operation side. Okay. Development, this is the engineering, which is most of the people out there are very familiar what Microsoft is about. It's about engineering or technology. Customer facing technology, these are the ones that will be able to like help and any technical question, for example, on the cloud, how can they get their access, or even big companies, if they want to buy our services, they have to have like a set of physical machines that will host their data and where that data is going to be located. So there's a lot of that. Hardware engineering, like building the mouse, building our Surface, building the Xbox. Okay, so within building one hardware actually encompasses different teams, so not just engineering. You can be a mathematician, you can be like in electricians, I believe, because that's building actually the actual machines. So, okay, and like I said, we're so much more than a technology. So do what you love, enrich billions in the process. We have internship opportunities, and so this is where the internship are available. Marketing, the two of you are in the marketing field. So we have finance, business development and strategy, business program operations, product planning, human resources. I think Chris, it was you who did who asked about human resources. And in here in parentheses it says US only because our hobbies were the human resources. But we have like an HR rep by region, but the main human resources is based here in Redmond. Okay, supply chain and operations, sales, and again, it mentioned about human resources. Okay. You guys have any questions?
Yes. So when you said human resources is like US only, are you talking about like the location is US only, or you're only looking for US citizen only?
Location. Location. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
It's
there's a lot
open
of
for everyone, right?
yeah. We do have a lot of employees that are not US citizen yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for marketing internships, would you recommend applying for an internship after college just to get into the company, or would you recommend to just go for the full-time position?
So we do intern even while you're still in college, like before you even enter your senior or while you're in senior year. So they can also do it like after. So and that's where I would direct you later on the next slides and how the application, because I don't memorize, I don't really know the details of the application. Okay. So again, these are the opportunities that you guys have here. So the caveat here is to think broadly and be open about what it is you think you want to do and what it is you end up doing. You don't know what you don't know what you don't know, right? So that's why I said go look out there and see where you want to land in the future. And while you may be 100% of marketing, the breadth of opportunity for marketing roles, especially at a place like this at Microsoft, is likely more than you've been exposed to in the past. So you will never know what's, because it's kind of broad, right? Marketing is really broad. And then the collaborations among teams begin, and being able to navigate this huge piece of being successful here at Microsoft. Again, the collaboration, the connection, the different people coming from different culture. And then when you're already here, still that collaboration, you need to be able to speak your mind, and you also be able to like accept any suggestions, any feedback. And that's, again, where the growth mindsets comes in, right? Okay, so internship. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time in this specific slide, but if I want to go deeper now on where the site is, and I can navigate on the link. Okay. See if you guys are seeing this. Can you see it? Can you see the next slide? Okay. So the applications actually starts in mid-summer, and like I said, the job postings are posted in our career website, which I'm gonna pull it out. I'm not gonna click on this one. And conceptually, the sooner someone applies, the better. You know, it's safer, as the bulk of our roles in the undergrad space have already been filled. I typed this in, that's why I'm like reading it. I will provide this feedback to the conference organizers if you guys have any difficulty accessing the link, okay, or even like difficulty of navigating and how to do your applications, okay? Let me pull that. Give me a second, because I already pulled that. Okay, let me move this screen. Can you see the screen now? So can you give a nod that you guys are seeing it? Okay, so this is the site. So this is where this is your a one-stop shop of understanding how we do recruiting, what the job openings are per country, okay? So I will provide this link to you guys. So this is where it has a lot of information, and you just have to like look on where you want to be. So students and graduates, I think this is where you guys falls under. Careers is when you want to be an FD, and also if you're already like, you know, working full-time somewhere else, you can also go in here. So, and locations, life at Microsoft, you can just, you know, click in here. It will tell you what the culture is about. So it has all the different information if you want to really understand about the company. So it has a lot of information. What are the benefits, diversity, inclusion, and we even have a specific site for U.S. military and veterans, and just, you know, Microsoft in general. What is Microsoft life look like being in here or working in here? In lieu of time, I'm just gonna go here on the students and graduates, especially for Chris, if you wanna go back to Hong Kong, and then what are different positions that you can apply if you're interested in becoming a Microsoft employee in the future, okay? So if you go down in here, click a location where you wanna go or where you wanna apply. And the beauty of this is like, it will be translated to the country's language. Okay, I'm just gonna choose Japan for an example, okay? So if you go look in Japan, so it will direct you, again, students and graduates, has some explanations, and we're gonna go, and then actually has a little welcoming code in here if you wanna join the team, okay? So when I click this, anything that's blue is clickable, or it's a link, okay? When you click here, it takes you to the page, and it's its own language. You see that? So it's easy for the person interested in going to Japan to really understand, and, you know, in their own native languages. Okay. So that's just an example. Let me go back. Okay, so let's go to, I'm going to change it to, let's go to the US. So these are the different position now. It says full-time for MBA students and recent grads. So this one is finance manager. This one is for data and applied sciences, user experience. This one is sales, probably for you, Michaela. This is, you know, marketing/sales, technical consulting and client. So let's just click on one of them, and you guys can see how the description and skills they're looking for. So this one was open in August 17. So this one is just giving you a flavor on what you would expect once you go to the website and how you would navigate the website. Okay. So it provides you the descriptions of the job position, what profession, and if it is a full-time or part-time, and if you are, we call it IC or individual contributor, or if it is for a managerial position or what have you, so it's in here. And if it requires travel, you know, it will tell you as well. This one, it looks like there's some travel, and it's just giving it an ID or the job number. Okay, so descriptions, I'm not going to read all of this. You guys can, you should be able to like kind of go through this. This will be your own little assignment. It just gives you, hey, do you want to work with a meaningful, impactful project? And here's where you can make a difference. And then it just describes it. Okay. And then it gives you the responsibilities this position is asking for. And then qualifications. And then benefit and perks. Okay. And if you're interested, and there's again that blue clickable link, just go ahead and apply there, and that's where you put all your information. And then just one suggestion. You guys familiar with LinkedIn? Start building your resume in LinkedIn, your profile, because that's where Microsoft goes into now, is looking at LinkedIn. So that's why they move away from going to the university to do recruiting, because everybody now is going to be it's less expensive, not only about money, but it's also where it's like a one-stop shop where everybody is like putting their information, their qualification. And if you guys are familiar with keywords, actually trigger the keywords if your resume will be in front, or what is that you need to like incorporate, or wordings, or how you would describe your experiences when you formulate your LinkedIn profile. So let's say, for example, you're applying for sales. You know, what are the experiences? What have you done in that field that will trigger for your profile to be one of the companies? Because Microsoft's not the only one looking at LinkedIn. There are so many different companies looking at your profile.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's about.
Tips for LinkedIn? Like, I've heard from different people the amount of sentences you have in your summary or your bio. Some people say you should have a couple paragraphs. Other people say you should have at the most 3 lines. What would you recommend?
So my LinkedIn is a work in progress. A lot of people, so on the very top, like on your summary, it's like, where's that where you want to be? It's like a quick summary about what you've done.
Okay.
I like projects. I like to manage projects that are go to market. Let's say, what are the requirements for a product, for a company, for whatever features that we have to go to market. Meaning, because I've done project management where Bing was not in Brazil yet. So we need to like look at the requirements for Bing to be able to go to that market, which is market meaning the country even. So then you just have to describe that's what you enjoy and the experiences that that you're able to build, or the skills in order for the product / project, whatever that is, that you're able to help the company. In this case, in my position, I was able to help Microsoft land Bing in that country/market. That makes sense? So just kind of very high level.
Okay.
What you can do too is like just go look out there and how people are formulating their LinkedIn profile. And then it's either not necessarily copy, but you can like leverage how they're marketing. And then you can see who's viewing their LinkedIn profile.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
And then you need to invite people because a lot of people, when they see it, because I created mine, since I'm not really actively looking for a position, I created mine, and I automatically see a lot of people asking if they can access or they can be invited. That way, you're building your network as well.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's almost the end of my presentation. Just kind of like, Microsoft has its own LinkedIn. You guys can look in there. And this is just the last slide, actually, just letting you know that we have about 130 plus. I said plus because like I mentioned earlier, every week we have a NEO or new employee orientation. And this is across different division here at Microsoft. So the number keep increasing every week. Okay. And you can visit and then stay connected. If you're very interested in really, you want to be a future employee at Microsoft, you can follow us in all of these different links. You have the Facebook, you have the Twitter, LinkedIn, which is .in, and there's a blog even. Okay. So I would highly suggest go to Microsoft career site and just go follow and look where you want to be. Maybe Microsoft's not the company for you, but and then if you're interested in a different company, you can just still look the same way. Where you want to be, where do you want to land, what country you want to work for, or what country do you want to live in, I should say, and what company you want to work for. Okay.
Cool.
Well, that's the end of my presentation. We're about 7 minutes over. Do you guys have any questions?
Do you have any tips for the interview process? Certain things we should start looking for, certain questions? I know I've heard work culture is a very common question nowadays. What kind of work culture you thrive in? Or do you have any other tips?
My tip to you, again, is to be comfortable because when you present your information in LinkedIn, it's presenting basically what you know, your background. So once you go in front of the person interviewing you or the interviewer, just have that confidence. Don't memorize everything by the words. Just kind of speak in your what you know, and speak confidently because you have that experience. And practice with somebody. You can practice with me. I'll be there. 6 to 9 is the conference, right? And I believe there's like an interview section.
Right.
Would sign up. You can practice with me. I can do.
Okay.
I'm doing
informational.
Yeah, I will be doing an informational interview, so we can look at that. So what you're gonna do is like bring me, look for the job description that you want or the job posting that you want, and then we will go from there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
And then just another question I have about a resume. How do you feel about layouts? I know there are certain more artsy layouts you can do with your resume, or do you just like a normal Harvard Business Review resume?
Layout is not really that important in my opinion.
Okay.
It's more of different interviewer have a different preference. For me, when I'm looking at a resume, as long as it spells like from top to bottom your experiences, and you can speak about those experiences without looking at your resume.
Right.
It depends on again, it's preference. It's not really like, if you don't make it too artsy.
Right.
Many arts, it's like it's taking away what is really important.
Okay.
If you can be more specific in a very high level, not too wordy.
Right.
Bullet points. I like bullet points. So when I do my yearly review in here, even in my resume, I do bullet points. I don't like reading in paragraph.
Right.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Chris, do you have any question?
I'm good. Your presentation is great. Just answer all of my question.
Okay, great. So I'm not sure how am I gonna send this to you guys, but if I can you guys send me an email, or I can just send I'll reply to Che and Ann, and I'll provide the direct link,
Yeah, that's
the one
me.
I just showed you, because that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you can just reply the email and I'll be able to get it and I can distribute it to students as well.
Okay. Well, I do have 2 gifts for people who are attending this. Since you guys are the only 2 in here, I'll meet you guys next month.
Mm-hmm.
Come look for me and I'll provide you your gift
Oh, wow. Thank
Right.
for
you.
attending my webinar.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you
Okay,
so much
simple,
for
something
joining
small.
us.
All right. Any other questions?
We're good.
No, we're good.
Good.
We're looking forward to see you in person.
Nice
Okay.
meeting you.
Nice meeting you guys as well.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.